got a special treat today, guys. We are going to do an unboxing of a game that I have been watching for a little while that looks pretty good, that I think would be fun to play on the channel. I have watched a couple other videos, and I've been watching it for the last couple of weeks, deciding whether I wanted to get it. And on their web store, I was going to get just the base game. I wasn't going to go crazy with it, but the base game is always sold out. So I ended up going in on what they call their all-in package. Now, this must have been the all-in package back when it was in crowdfunding, because this is not everything, but it's a lot. And that game is Primal the Awakening. And there's a lot of stuff that came with this. As you can see, we got box 1. Then we got box 2 here. Set that off to the side. And then we got this box. Box 3. And then we have this box. So we got 4 big boxes that we have to open up. So here's what my plan is. I'm going to open these big boxes up on this table. And then once we get over the inner boxes out, we're going to switch camera angles. I'm going to give you all a close-up of, whatever, maybe miniatures or whatever that I can give you a close-up of. And we'll get rid of this face cam at that point. That way I can focus on opening the boxes. But instead of doing all this talking, let's just go ahead and do it. What we're going to do, we're going to open that one first. I think that's the base game. I could be wrong. That's the one we're going to open first. We'll get the rest of these off the table. Give us some room. And we are going to start with this one. Now, this game is a boss battler. It's card focused. So you basically build your own deck. So it's kind of got a little bit of deck builder. Not a lot, but a little bit. You can customize your deck. And you fight a boss. There's no lieutenants in this. There's no minions in this. There's no adventure. There's no listening to a 45 to an hour long talk. So it's not an adventure game. This is probably, as far as I can see, the purest boss battler that I have seen. We played Grim Coven on the channel, and that one you had to fight lieutenants, you had to fight minions, and you had to deal with all that while you're fighting with the boss. So, there was other things. This one is all about the boss. That's what it's about. It isn't about anything else. And the unique thing about this one is you fight on I don't know if it's tiny, but you fight on a board that's only got 4 spaces with the monster in the middle. Alright, let me stand up so we can get this out. I was right. This is the base game. Alright, there we go. So I was correct on that. Let's get this stuff in here and get this off the table. Let's get our knife over there out of the way. So this is the size of the base game. This is the base box. It's got a little weight to it. It's definitely bigger than Grim Coven's base box. So like I said, we'll open up the other ones and then we'll change camera angles and we'll open up everything else. Alright, so there's box 1. We'll go ahead and do this little box since it's on top. Make this just a little easier. I was going to do the big boxes first, but I know I got a lot of expansions. Monster expansion. I think I got the hero expansion and like some extra mats, which I would not have got. I don't really need the mats to look, fancy. What I'd rather have gotten was the card sleeves and the card organizer. That's what I would have rather have gotten. And to get that is another $110. It gives you all the card sleeves you need for all the cards, including the expansions. And then another 2 boxes, I believe, to organize all those cards. So there's a lot of cards in this game. Alright, so let's see what we got here. So this is the hero expansion. This is, I believe, has 2 heroes in it. So that's going to be fun to open. We'll open that. And then we have this. The Nightmare Expansion 2. Not really sure what that means, but I'm assuming there's another Nightmare Expansion. This is Nightmare Expansion 2. I'm assuming another boss to fight. That's just my guess. And then we have this box. Let's see what we got here. Oh, man, that's a lot of stuff. Didn't think it would be this many big boxes. This box is kind of big, and the next one's even bigger. Oh damn! Oh my goodness! Did not expect this. Can't even get them out. This in there. Got a piece of styrofoam in the way. So this is how they packed those little mats. The Niz, Marga, and Sunset Plains. So this is a bit much for just a neoprene mats. Each one to come in its own little box like this. If that's what this is, we will open these first once we get to it just to see. Gold Arcs and Thunder Mountains. I think that's what this is. I think these are just the new fancy mats. Biome Expanse, Endless Swamp, and Nightmare. Biome Expanse, Crystal Caves, and Flooded Wilds. And finally, we have Biome Expanse, Woltar, and Frozen Waste. So I'm assuming these are double-sided. So that gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 10 different mats to play on, plus the one that I'm sure there's one in the base box. And we have one more box. So this has to be all the monster expansions other than that Nightmare 2. So this has to be all the monster expansions. That's what this has to be. I think there's like 3 or 4 of them. That's on top of the other one. Alright. We'll pack a little different. We got some bubble wrap on it. Well, we might need a knife later when we start opening up these individually. Alright. Yeah, this is all the monster expansions. Get these out, and then I will cover them. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Saw something that kind of intrigued me there, guys. Alright, let's get this last box out of the way. There's nothing else in there. I'll deal with this trash in a little while. First thing we have, this is called the Ice Expansion. So this is another boss. Very nice. This is called the Venom Expansion. So these are poisonous monsters. Alright, and then we have the Nightmare. So this is Nightmare 1 expansion. This is Nightmare 2 expansion. So those are both Nightmare expansions. Not sure what that indicates. And this is the one that intrigued me. Because I know that this is one of the heroes. So maybe each hero got their own box? Or maybe this is something else. What does this say? This says the Mount Havoc expansion. Heart of the Wild expansion. I'm not sure. So we'll get into those and we'll open those up. And then we got this final one. The Feather expansion. So this, I know y'all can't see all of it, is everything. Alright, from what I can see on the camera, let me pull this over. See if I can adjust these so y'all can get a better view. Is everything. The only one you really can't see is that one. I know everything's not fully on the film, so you got the base box. You've got what I'm thinking is the 2 hero expansions. This might not be a hero, this might be something else. Then we have the 5 mats, and then we've got the 2, 3, 4, 5 monster expansions. So this is their all-in package. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to get this stuff off the table. I'm going to clean up this mess a little bit. Then we're going to come back, and I'm going to change the face cam into a close-up cam so y'all can, I can put the miniatures down there and y'all can get a better look at them without me having to try and hold them in front of the camera. So I will be right back. Alright, welcome back. Got the table cleaned off. I got the garbage out of here. I got my little blow up over there for the miniatures. And let's get into this. Let's just start. There's no need to talk anymore. We've done enough talking. We're going to start off, obviously, with the base game. See what's in it. I'm assuming the heroes, the base heroes, a bunch of cards, miniatures, base miniatures. I'm assuming, like I said, I've heard the miniatures in this are pretty big. We will see. Alright, here we go. First box. Oh man, thing does not want to come up. Alright, here we go. I'm going to set this box here. Just for the miniature cam. Alright, as you can see, the first thing is a bunch of bubble wrap for the miniatures. Let's see how well this. Alright, the whole thing's going to come out. That's good. I'm going to set that off this. Well, you know what? Let me start with this really quick. I know y'all guys have a hard time seeing. I don't have a lot of room on this table. Alright, okay. Well, this looks like it's taped down, so you can't get it open. That's not a bad thing, guys. That's a good thing. Helps keep your stuff from getting damaged. Alright, still won't lift off. More tape. Assuming there's two pieces on this side, I would be correct. Alright, flip this around and check something really quick. Alright, let's get this open. Let's start right here in the middle. I hope this thing doesn't make too much noise, guys. It's a little noisy. Hopefully the camera won't pick it up. I'm going to put this guy on there. There he is, guys. He's a little. The platform this is on is not quite big enough, so I can't get him flat. Let me try something else. No, that's not going to work. Definitely not going to work. Let me see if I can find something else to put on there that's a little bit flatter or bigger. I have something. I'm trying to think where it would be. I think it's in here. I believe it's in here. I could be wrong. No, that's not it. I think that's the biggest cover I have. Don't think this one's any bigger. But we'll give it a shot and see if it is. See if this, oh yeah, this is way bigger. Oh, but the problem is, let me see if I can take this off. Hold on, guys. Sorry about this. If I can just take this, I think the problem is if I take this off, there's going to be no good way to do this, guys. So that's what we're going to have to deal with. Try to keep it as quiet as possible. So we're going to go with that for now. Put some stuff back up. Alright, so that's the first one. As far as I know, from what I've seen, that is actually the very first boss that you fight, I believe. I could be wrong, but I think that's him. Alright. See if we can figure out how he goes back in. I guess I should have paid better attention when I took him out, huh? Oh, there he goes. Alright, so this looks like the big baddie at the end. This guy might not sit on here. He's so huge. You know what, guys? I'm not going to be able to turn him. I'm just going to turn this off. She's not going to use that, unfortunately. And I will just set them in front of the camera. We can get the camera angle a little better. Bring it in a little bit more. There we go. Alright, so that's the next guy. As you can see, he's not bad. Pretty good detail. Alright. Maybe at some point I will set something up better so you guys can get a better look. I don't like the way. I feel like he should fit in better than that, but I guess I'm wrong. I need to pay better attention when I take him out. Then we got this guy. Kind of, maybe this might be the first boss. I'm not sure. These first three all look like dragons. So, we'll see. Alright, so he went straight down. This guy looks like a dinosaur of some kind. There he is from the front. Back. Alright. This guy, he's kind of looks like Godzilla almost. A little smaller than what I think Godzilla would be, but got a lot of spiky fins. Alright, this guy was going to face like this. Yep, there we go. But then we have another dragon looking thing. This one's got 4 wings. So he's kind of unique looking. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on these since I couldn't do what I wanted. I wanted to be able to set them up. Okay, this guy's looks like kind of a hammerhead dinosaur. Don't really see any eyes on him unless they're on the end of the stalks or something. Or maybe that's his eyes right there. And I don't see any. I see his mouth underneath. Can't really see it. I may paint these guys. I don't know how many more. I think I have 2 more monsters, and then the 2 more monsters just kind of looks like a weird version of a Triceratops. Got a club tail. I could probably hurt get hit with that. Alright. Yeah, I'm not paying enough attention. There we go. And then we got this bug. Looks like some kind of big beetle. Alright, let me get through this really quick. Alright. Then we have our 4 heroes. I'm going to take them out really quick. All at once. So those are the 4 heroes. Got the great bow, got the big hammer, the big sword, and we got the sword and shield guy. So those are the 4 base heroes. I'm gonna leave them up. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and put them back so I can close this up. Put the top back on it. This right. So the only one that's not going in right is this guy. I definitely don't have him right. It looks like it goes like this. Alright guys, give me a minute to see if I can't figure this out. I mean, that looks like his back and his tail. Ah, there he goes. There he goes. You got to push him in a little bit. Then I'm going to put this cover back on. I'm going to slide this up here. we actually have, oh man, some stuff that's taped, more tape. They definitely secured this. Oh wait, we got another box here with some more monsters to fight. Wow. So, a lot of monsters. Are these taped? There it is. Tape on the ends. So they taped this together really good, guys. They did not want your product to get damaged, which is a good thing. A little hard to do an unboxing, but most people don't do unboxing, so I'm not going to hear no complaints from me about a well-boxed game. Alright, so these look more... Here we go. Looks like some kind of, maybe a cat. Looks like kind of like a displaced beast with the tails, but looks more like a dog than a cat, I guess. I don't know. Kind of really cool there. Then we got something that definitely looks like a wolf with fox tails. Now, from what I remember, you can either play this like a one-shot, just pick a monster and fight it, or you can do a campaign. The campaign, I believe they said, was either 11 or 12 fights, with the first fight being the prologue fight and the last fight being that one big dragon. And then you get random enemies in the middle. That's what I believe how it works. And once again, I didn't pay attention how he came out, so I can't get him back in. Alright, we'll figure him out. Then we got that guy. There he goes. Then we got this guy. He looks like a cross between a lizard and he kind of looks like the dogs from I know what it's called, Pitch Black 2, whatever the name of that movie was. That's what he kind of looks like. Alright, so I think that is the last of the miniatures. Then you got this big box. This is going to be all the cards, tokens, things like that. Man, this is where the weight is. Wow, this is heavy. That, my friends, is where the weight is. Once again, they did a really good job taping your stuff together. These look like dashboards. Alright, that right there looks like the original mat that you play. This is more cardboard. Nice looking cardboard. You know what? I'm just going to open this up. We can see what we got here. This looks like the original. Yeah, it is. Oh, man. Alright, more trash. Alright, so this right here, I know is like the quest. You go to different areas and you fight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I know the prologue isn't on here, and I guess the final boss isn't on here, so I guess it's 11 missions to do the campaign. I'll let y'all kind of see that. Let me turn this up a little bit. And then you have the board. This is the original board that you would fight on. The monster in the middle, and you have 4 squares. This is the monster health. Oh, and again, it is double-sided. So you do have an extra one. This one being cardboard, which I think the other ones are neoprene. Once again, I could be wrong about that. These, I believe, are the hero boards. We will open them up and make sure, because it looks like there's way more things in here. Oh, I know what all these are from watching the other videos. These are the hero boards and the I think, the different forges you can find to make your different weapons. Alright guys, we have to try to speed it. We got a lot of boxes to go through. There's your 2 swords, your bow, the big hammer, the sword and shield. Oh, okay, so these are the boards for all the different monsters that you fight. Yep. 1 for each. There's their health counters. Oh, so that other counter was not a health counter, it was a turn counter. Because you have to beat the monster in a certain amount of time or you lose. This one has a special, this is a special effects tracker down here. Builds up power to do something special. And I'm assuming this is the big boss maybe? I don't know. So that's what that is. Oh, the Primal Challenges. I've looked at these. I've actually got saved one. This is something they started doing shortly after they released the game, which is a challenge. So you don't fight it as part of the campaign. You do it as like just a solo run through, and they make the battles tougher. They add special effects to the monsters, special rules, special conditions, and they even set the level. All right, so this is 2 different books. I know what these are. I'm not going to open these. These are the forges that you unlock as you fight different monsters. And obviously, more tape. This looks like all the cards. Which, man, a lot of tape on this game. Like that. Something to help hold it down. Let's throw this tape over there. We give you a few baggies. So these are dividers to help divide your cards. I'm not sure what this is. Do not open until instructed. Okay, so that's a different cards, which we are not going to open up all these cards. There's just too many. More dividers. That's nice. More cards. Now I'm assuming these holders for space is so that you can sleeve the cards and have them still fit, because I do plan on sleeving these cards. I do know there's supposed to be a lot of shuffling of different decks, so I want to get that handled. Let's see where we are. Here we have skill tree. Oh wow, skill. I did not know there was a skill tree. Have to figure out how that works. And this is a campaign tracker. Keep track of the ingredients you find for killing different monsters that you use to craft new weapons and armor and items even. Alright, so that's nice. Then down here, here's all your cardboard tokens. Yep, these are all your tokens. We will handle that later, bust all those out, put them in those bags. Let's see what we can get everything back in here. Alright, I'm going to put the book in here just to keep the spacing right. I'm going to break that book back out and start reading it as soon as I get done. Alright, and then this goes here. And that's everything in the base game. Oh, I forgot about this. Assuming it goes there, yeah. So that's everything in the base game. So we're going to put this back in here and get to the next box. And I'm telling you, yeah, these things, as great as they are, they do not stay in place as well as they did when they were taped. A lot of garbage in there. As far as extra space goes, we'll see. I don't think there's a lot of extra space. Once you put this big old thing back in here. No. So that is a definite minus. You're not going to be able to fit these expansions into this box if you keep the monsters protected in this thing. Now if you just throw them in there, I'm sure you will save a lot of space. But just putting them on there, just throwing them in there, especially if you're going to paint them, could cause problems. I have to take care of something really quick, and I will be right back. Alright, welcome back, guys. The next thing we're going to open, I'm going to leave this box here as kind of a backdrop for the mini cam. I'm not going to tilt it up because I don't want to risk anything falling out. These are all those, I believe, neoprene mats. We're going to go ahead and open them next just to see what they are. We're going to make this hopefully as quick as possible. And I will have to decide if I want to keep these. If these are what I think they are, do I just want to keep them in these big old boxes? They also do have a rule book of some kind. Wow. I don't know. Biome rules. So there's different rules for different biomes. This is interesting. And then, like I said, it's just a neoprene mat that's double-sided in a big box. It's going to take up a lot of space. So I'm going to open up one more, and I'm pretty sure they're all going to be exactly the same. So if this was the same, we'll skip. You know what? I don't know if you guys want to see it, so you can skip ahead. I'm going to go ahead and open up all of them, just in case somebody does want to see them. Like I said, the biggest issue I'm having with these is just, it's a lot of storage for a neoprene mat, and I get it's going to keep it protected and keep it safe. I get that. Yep, what's another book? Oh, this one has a bag. Oh, some more tokens. So there does look like there might be some differences in some of these. This one comes with a nice bag. Pretty. That's very pretty. Kind of reminds me of a what's the name of that movie? I can't think of it. The Way of Water. The Way of Water movie. The second was called Way of Water. Oh man, Avatar. Looks like an Avatar type forest. And like I said, we'll have to figure all this out with each one having their own set of rules. That does make it a little bit more interesting that you can pick an environment, and I don't know if you have the option to add rules or you have to use them. I don't know. Definitely going to make for replayability. We'll call it that. You know, it's definitely going to add to replayability. And I don't know if certain monsters fight in different biomes, or if you can just put any monster in any biome to change it up. Once again, that's going to be, I'm assuming, in the rule book. Alright, this one also has a bag. And I see some tokens under there. Wow. There it is. The other side looks like a swamp. This side kind of looks like a desert to me. I mean, these boxes, it is a nice way to store them, no doubt. Keep them nice and flat. And I guess if you're going to play with a game group and you plan out ahead what you're going to fight, where you're going to fight, you could just bring the one. So really this comes down to how you're going to play and your storage. If you don't have a lot of storage and you get this, this is one of the things I think you could definitely cut down. Maybe even put 2 or 3 in a single box. Because there's plenty of room. You can definitely put more than one in a box. Alright, so this one has no bag. It's just the book. Biome set up for expedition mode. I don't know if the expedition is the campaign or if Expedition is the single boss. We just go in, fight a boss, and move on. Something we'll have to learn when we get the book. And I do think Expedition is when you just pick a boss and fight them. But I think the campaign has enough stuff without adding more. Because when you play the single fight, you can just pick whatever you want. You pick the level you want to fight at, you pick the gear that you want, and you just use it. When you do the campaign, as you fight monsters, you get different. It's like Monster Hunter, the video game. You get different components, and those components allow you to forge certain weapons and certain gear. And from what I think, you can pick the next monster you fight based on what you want. Okay, here's another one that did not come with a bag, just a book. Look at through the pages really quick. I don't know if this are the monsters that fight on this biome. That's what it looks like. Biome rules, expedition mode again. Yeah. And this looks like a desert again. And another jungle. Wow. There's, yeah, like I said, these are definitely adding. I didn't look at this on any of the others to see if they had it, but it's definitely adding stuff. So these just make for just another way to play the game, basically. You know, adding more rules, more complication to the game, make it more challenging, I'm assuming. So as you get better at the game, you can, you know, make it harder for yourself. Keep the game relevant. You know, so, oh, I'm going to beat this game. I know how to play it. I got my hero figured out. I got all the heroes figured out. So the game's not worth playing anymore. But the next thing I'm going to open is these. The two that I think are hero packs. I'm shocked that each hero would have their own pack, but I could be totally wrong. One of these may be something else. So if each hero has this much stuff, that's a lot to deal with. I know that you have to have all their upgrades and stuff like that. All right, this is called Heart of the Wild. Alright, we have a book. I'm trying to figure out what's in here. Yeah, this is definitely a hero. There's hero cards. Alright, let's see what else is in here. I'll put this in here. Put that down there. So this is two heroes. So you got Drusk and Zarya. There's their dashboards. This one, they both have new special features that I know some of the other heroes don't have. I don't know if any of the base heroes have anything like that. Alright. And I'm assuming this is their forge cards for their gear. But it does have the gear for the other people. I guess maybe they just added. So maybe you can replace the old forge cards with these. I don't know. Two little tokens. These are definitely representing the heroes. I'm not sure what that's for. There's your dividers for your two new heroes. Alright, we do have some miniatures I can let y'all look at really quick. These are the two new heroes. Let's see if we can blow this up a little bit, get a little closer. Oh, too much. Or let's come down maybe. There we go. And there they are. There's their weapons and armor. Prayer reference card for that particular hero. I don't need this. And then we have their deck cards. So yeah, these have got to be their deck cards. So that right there is two heroes deck cards with all the different upgrades that you can do. Now if you look at this box, there's a lot of room underneath here. So if this next one is also a hero deck, I'm probably just going to combine it. Now the heroes are a little challenging, but like I said, I could probably cut that part out just to save the heroes inserts to keep them steady. But we'll see what the next one is first before we make that call. Alright, so this was not what I was expecting. I thought there was only 2 expansion heroes, not 4, because I know there is at least one more. The girl with the Gatling gun looking thing. So that has to be in here. So we have more heroes than I thought. So that's good. I love options when it comes to heroes. You will always be able to get me hero expansions. Those of you who watched my Grim Coven playthrough know that I wanted to get the hero expansion because I wanted to play that hero. And she was okay. She wasn't as good as I'd hoped. So my next playthrough of Grim Coven, whenever that is, I will not be playing her. Mm-hmm. So we're not talking. This is not about Grim Coven. This is about Primal the Awakening. All right. So once again, a book. I'm assuming this just gives you a breakdown of how to play the heroes, which is nice. Chapter 3, an epilogue. So there's a little bit of story in there. I will take some time to go through these. And once again, she has a special ability down here, and so does the the twin blade. So yeah, I knew about her. It's those 2 that I did not really ever hear about. So this expansion must have came out first, followed by that one. Yeah. So there's your hero boards. The back, once again, just to break down each hero. A lot more tokens in this one than the last one. First expansion, they gave you a few extra things, I'm assuming. Yeah. Probably also for some of the new rules. And once again, more forge cards. So what I'm assuming, since I think this expansion came out first, these forge cards you'll probably never use, and the ones in the base box you'll never use, you use those because they have all the heroes with all the upgrades. And that's just what I'm assuming. Makes sense. I don't know what this is. Player class, character sheet, Mount Havoc. I'm not sure what this is. This is just more cards that were in the base box. Alright, get some miniatures here. Set those up really quickly. Let's get those over a little bit so you can see this one. There they are. Alright. Once again, this is all their weapons and armor and anything else that's based on them. Probably just weapons and armor because I know these upgrade a lot. So it's probably all this is. More arms. I didn't see any little cards like this in that box. Or maybe I just didn't pay attention. And here's their decks. Huh. That's interesting. Base armor. I don't know if these things are hero specific or anybody can use any armor, and that's why they didn't put none of that expansion. Possible. Alright. I'm really excited about playing these guys. I will say this. Unlike the other game, which, like I said, we're not going to talk about, the hero that I am most excited to play is actually the base game Archer. That is the hero I am most excited to play. So, really looking to get into it. We are going to do, this channel is about solo play, so our first playthrough is going to be solo. And from what I know about this game, there is no solo mode. You play, I don't know if it's even set up for 1 to 4. Maybe you can play with one hero. I don't know. I didn't look on the back of the box, but we will look at that. Alright, so what do we have here? Alright, so now we have, all that's left is the monster expansions. So we'll see each one, let's see what's in them. Get the miniatures out for the camera. Alright, let's see what we have here. Just cleaned up one mess in here, and I have another one. Alright, so this is the feather expansion. See how many monsters are in these expansions. Alright, another book. A lot of reading. 2 books. Oh, this is for the campaign. So this is a new campaign that's set up to do something? I don't know. This is for the feather expansion specifically. Oh, look, a new forge. Wow, I don't know about this, guys. Do they have all the weapons? Because we have what? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But the problem is, I only see weapons for the base heroes. I see the great sword, the bow, the hammer, and the shield. Alright, so this is not good, actually. Unless they covered it in those. They have the feather forge in there with the upgraded. I didn't look. Didn't even think about it. Here, obviously, is the monster dashboards. So there's 2 monsters in here. There's your health tracker, the wounds, and then a picture on the back. That's very nice. Then we got some more punch out, some kind of flower. Oh, look at this. Oh, that's not what I thought it was. Never mind. And then we have some weapon upgrades, it looks like. Okay, some weapon upgrades. And then we have, I don't know if this is taped again. Oh man, 2 different. Man. Yeah, where they packed this stuff, they definitely wanted to keep it safe. Alright, so here we go. I may have to roll the camera back out to get both of these miniatures. Oh, they're in there pretty tight. I like to let you see both at the same time. This one has a little protective thing on his shell, which I'm not going to take off right now. I'm just going to leave it on there. Center him up a little better. And he has some kind of protection thing on his tail, which I'm going to leave on there for now, just to keep him safe. While we look at this last little bit. Is this taped up too? No. No, it is, but in one piece. That makes it a little easier. Alright, what is in here? I'm not sure what these are. 2 little cards. This is obviously the monster cards. Obviously, it is the monster. And then we have, oh, some more armor. Some more equipment cards. So as you see, there are a lot of cards in this game. That's why the sleeve expansion, like I said, $110 for sleeves. Whew, that is a lot. That is a lot to justify. Alright, so yes, she went in like that. He went in like this. Maybe this way. His wings go in these spots somehow. Oh, like that. Alright. And there we go. Once again, we are talking about storage issues. There's definitely going to be some storage issues. As you can see already, just from looking over there, I know y'all can't see it on camera. You just kind of see the corner of it. You got the base box. You've got the 5 neoprene mats. You've got the 2 hero boxes, which I think you could easily combine. Hero stores being the biggest issue if you do. Oh, let's see. What is this one? Okay, I want to do that one last. Alright, and then we have, oh yes, this is kind of one that kind of interested me. The Venom expansion. So, you're basically going to be dealing with poison on top of everything else that that your heroes are trying to deal with. I like a challenge, guys. I do like a challenge. I don't like a challenge when it's hard to understand the rules challenge. I like a challenge where you know what you're supposed to do and you're trying to do everything. It's just you have the sequence right, you got the plan right in order to get it done. All right, once again, here's the campaign book. So I don't know if these are like a specific campaign that has you play specific heroes in a specific order, or if this is just a way to throw him into the campaign, you can play him in any order. This is stuff we'll have to figure out. This is just about the Venom expansion itself. Here we go with another Forge. But once again, 3, 2, 1, I only see the Great Sword, the Bow, the Hammer, and the Shield, and then items. This does have Bloodseeker, which is like a dagger, and Backspin, which looks like a shuriken, but I'm not sure. And then there's 2 hero monster boards. Nothing special on their monster boards. Some more punch outs. Some of these are poison tokens here. Represent your character's poison somehow. Once again, some weapon upgrades. So I'm assuming those hero packs have covered all this. Otherwise, it would be not fun to play as one of the expansion characters because they won't have access to all the stuff that the base heroes have. I'm hoping they took that into consideration and that these monster expansions came out first. And they gave it, and then when they brought up the hero expansions, they just added all the stuff to the hero expansion. That's what I'm hoping. Alright, so we have a snake. And we have another lizard Godzilla looking thing. So those are your monsters. I'll open these up really quick, give y'all a chance to look at them. Alright, let's see what's in this box. Basically the monster deck, to be expected, with all the monster cards and whatever entailed in that. Then these 2 little cards. Once again, I'm not sure what these do. And then more equipment cards. Like I said, I see on these equipment cards, I don't see anything that is hero specific, so that might be like a non-issue as far as the expansion heroes go. You just pick the one you want and you go with it. Alright, let's get these guys back in the box. Luckily, these guys don't seem very specific as far as what goes where. Alright, so that's not right. Alright, so maybe they are specific because this tail is a problem. There we go. There we go. His tail has to be in that. But the snake also is not fitting right. Still not right. Right, that looks correct. But it's not. Hitting on something. Right, that looks correct for the snake. There we go. There we go. Yeah, they even got to go in the box a specific way. challenging the game to deal with, getting everything correct. Yeah, I have a feeling all these forge cards are going to be not used. I'm hoping that the forge cards that came with the expansions just cover everything. Alright guys. 3 more boxes. Told you this was a lot. Before I open this box, I'm going to go get me something to drink, handle some business, and then we will be right back. Okay guys, we're back. Let's get these last 3 boxes done. This video is taking longer than I thought it was for an unboxing, but I guess when you have this many boxes, you ain't got no choice but to take a little bit of time. But like I said originally, I didn't want to buy all this. I was just going to do the base game. I learned my lesson. Well, maybe I guess I didn't learn my lesson with Grim Coven when I bought all those expansions, which I don't think were necessary. But now I have all this. I'm hoping that I actually play this, do a full campaign on the channel. That would be nice. Okay, here's your ice expansion. So I'm sure we just talk about the expansion and the new rules. Then you have the campaign, Northern Stars. I'm hoping this is just like a way to play a very specific campaign where you fight specific monsters in a specific order. And once again, here's the Forge. Still looks like it only covers the base heroes. That is something I will definitely look at when I get back into the hero expansions. So here we have some kind of weird looking fox thing and some kind of, looks like an ice dinosaur. Once again, more punch outs. Card upgrades, which like I said, these are probably just base hero. And then we're going to get these monsters out so y'all can look at them. We'll do that first, just so you know it's a common sense thing. We'll get those on camera so y'all can get a good look at them. I want to set these up so that both monsters are looking at me, make it a little easier to put them back in. Everything like this. So here's 1. Here's 2. Alright, so there's the monsters. I'm sure these card things are the same. Going over the same things over and over again. But I'm trying to give you all a chance to get a look at the monsters. Make a decision for yourself if you want to do this, or just hopefully one day they will get the base game available to buy by itself. More of these cards. Once again, just like we expected, the monster deck. And I'm sure this is armor and equipment. Yep. Alright, so and that is what's in there. I'm going to cover this up. Back in here, pull this over. I know he goes here. I know he goes here. And this should go right back on like this. Try to keep everything. Yep, there we go. That was a lot easier than the last one. Trying to get this stuff back into the box, which is not an easy task. A lot of stuff, guys. A lot of stuff. I'm not sure how I'm going to play this to start. I'm probably going to start with just the base game. Look at all the rule books and see how these expansions fit together. Alright, then the one I wanted to do last, since this is Nightmare 1 and Nightmare 2, want to do these two kind of together. We'll start with the big one, because this is Nightmare Expansion 1. And then we'll see what's in Nightmare Expansion 2. It's a tiny box. Can't see there being a monster in there. These monsters are kind of big. Alright, so here he is. Same basic layout. The expansion, a campaign book, 2 monster dashboards, pictures of the monsters. This would be good if you do decide to paint your miniatures. Give you some kind of reference anyway. Oh wait, this one has a 3rd dashboard. Oh man, 2 more dashboards. Wow. I don't know what's up with that. Oh, this one is set up a little different. You got some more tokens. I have no idea. -1, -1, -1. That looks like a brain. That's what that looks like. So this one has the cards all over here. Primordial Blood. So these look like item cards. I don't know. I'm going to keep this here so I don't forget where it came from. Then we have the monster cards. This is a monster card. I'm going to put that there. Alright, this looks like a new potion. That looks like a new potion. From the first one I see anything like that. Another monster card. Man, this deck is definitely different. This box is definitely different. And here's your monster cards. Oh, wow. Does this come out separate? Yeah. Are there anything below that? No. So there's no need to take that one out. Getting this tape cut off, guys. Pretty good. Alright. First thing that I notice that's different is there are 3 monsters in this pack. Once again, I'm going to turn them this way. I'm trying to keep them the way they're facing so that I can make it easier to put them back. Right, slide him over a little bit more so y'all can see him. Alright, so there's 3 monsters in this pack, which is definitely different than the other ones. Not sure what to make of that. This Nightmare pack, I don't know, maybe it was the first first monster expansion, or maybe it was the last monster expansion. Right, so this definitely goes like this. Definitely. Yep. So this was different. This, not exactly sure what was going on with this expansion. It's got 4 dashboards, 3 monsters, definitely the most different one, and you have a Nightmare 2 expansion. So, alright guys, last box, and it's the smallest of all of them. So let's see what this is about. Let's see what this little tiny box is about. Once again, a little book and 2 decks of cards. Not sure what these cards do. And another set of monster cards. So I'm not sure what these are. So this is one you're definitely going to have to read this book to figure out what's going on. Maybe it's a different way to play some of the monsters in the Nightmare expansion. Talks about the components. You know what I think this is? I think this is a way to enhance some of the original monsters. That's what I think this is. Make some of the original monsters a little bit tougher. Okay, guys, that is everything. If you stuck through it, thanks for watching. The plan is to get the base game rulebook out, for me to start reading it. It's a big book, a lot to read. And then to get it on the table. Play the prologue. I'm probably going to use base heroes, at least for the prologue, just to get the flow of the game down. And then we'll see about adding some of this other stuff. Not sure how that's going to go, not how that's going to look. But we'll decide that after we have done the prologue. So thanks for watching. Please leave a comment if you've played this game, if you've seen it played, if you have something you know about this game that you'd like to see me do. You know, let me know. Please leave a like and subscribe. It's really going to help my channel grow. I'm trying to grow this channel into something. I know you can't see everything, you know, base box is underneath. I really would like to make this channel into something that we work out together, that you guys can ask questions, you guys can tell me what I'm doing wrong, you can give me suggestions when I'm struggling. I can show you all it played, show you the unboxing, give you my opinion on how well it plays solo. Oh, never mind. Let's look at something real quick on the back of this box and see how many players it says. I hate flipping this over, but... Does it have a player count? 1 to 4 players. So it does say you can play with 1 player. Not sure how that works. Is there some kind of weakened hero you play with, or you just take 1 hero and you go at it? I don't know. That is something we're going to figure out. But if there is a solo play mode, I will do both. I will play two-handed with 2 heroes, and I will do the solo mode. Just to tell you what I think, this channel is about soloing. I do plan on taking this game to my local game store and playing with 4 players. That is something I do plan on doing, because I think this game will be fun with 4 players working together. Once I get it down, that will be in the future. I am on vacation next week, so I should be able to get a lot of game footage in, get a lot of recording done. But until then, find yourself a game and have fun playing games on the table.